if that happens again, just I get right back on. So just like wait, quickly return. It was the first time the new one had been doing that, though. In general, the new Hangouts on Air over YouTube Live is quite a bit better, I think, than it was before. The videos seem smoother. I don't have nearly as many issues of like not being able to understand other people. It's much more clear, which I think is good.
Well, that's good.
So maybe something. So yeah, they buried it in 100 menus, but at least it works a little better. Okay, cool. I want to finish up this fight with these cockroach guys, and then we will kind of figure out where we're going to go from here.
Gotcha.
We'll have that discussion then, but I think I want to just dive right into that fight. That means, however, that Kane, we won't have much for you to do unless you somehow want to be on scene for the fight. I'm okay with that. Like maybe you caught up with the group or something. That doesn't bother me because they would have been stopping as they were dragging the body throughout the city, right?
Well, I can come in like a bit later or something, so that because I like went in that room and did all that stuff and then I left.
Yeah. We'll sort it out. Maybe if there's like a fine dramatic moment that maybe would be helpful for you to be there, we'll go with it. Like if someone's about to have their throat slit or something. Okay. So, all right. So this is the fourth session of Yoon-Suin. We're going to start, like I said, we're going to start with this fight. We're going to get that wrapped up. We're going to then figure out kind of what we want to do for the rest of the session so that we can have like a good complete story arc. I think that's a good move.
Mm-hmm.
Just to refresh everyone's memory from last time, as I recall, Saria, you were climbing up a building or something?
I was, yeah. There were guys on the ground trying to get at me, and I figured they probably can't climb walls as well as I can.
Right, and like one of their little war beetles was climbing up after you, right?
Yeah.
Did you kick it down? I know you were trying to kick it at a certain point.
Yeah. I was kicking it. I think rolls were made, but I was also like losing my internet connection, so it was all a bit.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, what happened was you were trying to kick it away, and maybe you missed, and I didn't resolve the miss yet. Does that sound familiar to anyone?
I tell you what. Why don't you check out my most recent strength check and see how it went?
Would that be on Roll20, I guess? Or
yeah.
It won't be. There have been 100 rolls since we did that one.
I've got 5 minutes, but I
used one Roll20 campaign.
I also remember that it was a miss, but I remember it starting off with you do kick it off the building, but and then leave
something, and then I left it kind of hanging.
Oh yeah, like one of those partial situations. Yeah. My last roll was an 8, so that seems about right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so all right. What do we have in the Roll20 while I'm here? Death Frost Tomb. Oh man, our Death Frost Tomb sessions were so good.
Don't make me jealous.
They were really, really good. We were worried we weren't going to be able to do the final session because we had some scheduling conflicts, but we managed to do it. It was really good. We stuck the landing pretty well. Okay, so blah 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 blah. And then there are 4 cockroach men and 1 war beetle down on the ground with you, right, Sefu?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's pick up with that, and then I will get back to Saria. Okay, so you've got these 4 cockroach men and one of their beetles, and they're kind of moving in. The cockroach men have like just real like simple, almost makeshift weapons like crowbars and like rusty stilettos and things like that, right? Just jagged pieces of metal. What do you do?
Basically, if I remember correctly, I'm not in my armor.
Not that new fancy armor, no.
The big heavy stuff. But I think it's probably in with the body that we've been dragging.
Okay.
So I'm going to reach back there and I'm going to pull out the brass golem sword.
Okay.
That's kind of oversized a little bit and kind of
dramatic, right? Scale.
Yeah, threaten them a little bit and, say, I've killed enough today. Don't make me kill more.
Roll plus charisma? I think the stakes are they just swarm you and stab the shit out of you. So.
I got a 9.
A 9, okay. All right. Let me read the moves. to make sure, kind of following the spirit of the move here. Just to remind myself too. On a 7-9 is a partial success. You do it, but there's some cost, compromise, retribution, harm, etc. Yeah, I think I'm going to let you roll your damage. No, because you're just trying to threaten it. Never mind, you weren't attacking. Okay, I think the men they back up because they can see in your eyes that you look a little crazy, right? Well, you can describe why they back up, but then I think the war beetle though is not doesn't give a shit about that. And so you can feel him coming up, like you can hear him like skittering up behind you, and his mandibles like grab onto like the thick, meaty part of your thigh. They haven't hurt you yet, but they're there. First of all, just describe how you get, like, what does it look like when you hold off these other guys?
So basically, I threaten them, and they kind of see this look in my eye as if basically it is I'm the bigger bully in the schoolyard, and
Okay.
They're like, oh, maybe we've bitten off more than we can chew, even though there's 4 of us. And that's whenever the beetle clamps down, and I turn around and I try and smash it with the sword.
Nice.
So let's see what that looks like.
Yeah, I think that's great. Go ahead and give me just give me a strength check. Or
Okay.
strength.
That is a 7.
I think it's just going to be trading damage. I think you'll smash down into him, but he's going to scissor into your leg a little bit.
Okay.
He does a D10.
Okay.
Hopefully that doesn't kill you.
Now. I got a 10. Yay.
Nice. That's what he hit you with, or what you hit him with?
That's what he hit me with.
Oh, no.
And so I've got, and oops. So I hit it for 5.
Okay. Just describe your attack, and then I have to step away for like 1 minute. I'm a little echoey in here. I want to put some more acoustic stuff up.
Sure. So basically, I turn around and smash it with the flat of the blade to kind of knock it loose, and it instinctively clamps down on my leg and tears through that muscle.
Nice. Saria, you're gonna escape, and you're gonna have kicked the beetle down for your roll, but something will slip out of your pocket or your pack. Just decide what it is, and let me know when I come back. Okay.
All right.
I need to turn off my fan too. There we go.
Okay, Saria, what happened?
Let's see. I think the thing that I lose is I'm going to be D&D about this, because there's always a choice about being D&D or being PBTA in this game.
Okay.
And this time around, I'm going to be D&D about it and lose my chalk that I've been carrying around.
Okay.
that seems like an inventory bonus hit points. So yeah, I think my pack may not be just a big burlap sack at this point because I've got so much cash. Right, I've been getting that advanced rucksack equipment. And I think I may not manage to kick the beetle, but I think it manages to like clamber onto my pack and start like biting into it, not being able to differentiate it from the rest of my body, right?
Yeah.
And as it's digging into one of the side pockets, it's got just like a big white mealy mouth of like chalk dust as I shake it and manage to throw it off.
Nice. Kane, I think, like we mentioned before, in terms of like the time we're kind of dealing with, like, in the last few scenes, they've been kind of slowly progressing through the city with this body, and you were doing what you were doing, and I think you've kind of headed in in down the main thoroughfare, the direction they were going, and you would have heard the commotion up ahead. You might have even heard Sefu like trying to yell off those guys, right? And I think you'll kind of see maybe about 100 paces away or so, you'll see like that beetle come up behind Sefu and like dig into his leg, right? Kind of hear him cry out. And then you'll see those other guys, like you can tell they're kind of getting their blood up and their bravery up, and they're going to try to like rush in on him now. What do you do?
Let's see. Oh, we didn't figure out what my summoning scrolls and the books that I got were right yet.
Look at them. We can do it now. If maybe you were checking them out as you were, like kind of walking or on your way. I think the first one is a fire elemental.
Okay.
What in total do I have to tell you about?
I wrote down summoning scrolls times
okay.
2 and books of summoning times 3.
Okay, great. The books are just general research books, and they have titles, but we can go over them later. The 2 scrolls, though, which are usable, is a fire elemental, and then the other is check my notes. One's a fire elemental, and one is... I might just roll on a table. Okay. One is a fire elemental, and one is a cockatrice.
What's that?
Cockatrice is like or cockatrice. It's like a basilisk. It's like a little rooster that changes things to stone when it bites them. So.
Oh.
Or it changes, like if it bites your arm, it makes that part of your arm petrify, right?
Right. Okay. I think I like scuttle up and see all this stuff happening, and I think he's like checks his person to see if he has anything, and he only has a dagger, and then he looks at the quicksilver and kind of sighs and dabs the quicksilver.
Okay. All right. Awesome.
And he's going for Azita, Fear, and Flame.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll the summoning. Let's see how it goes.
Let's see.
Plus int.
Int is +1. 56 + 1. 11.
Okay, awesome. What kind of commands do you want to give it?
Let's see. I forget what those are.
It's kind of just a fictional positioning thing. Like you can kind of just describe what you want it to do as long as it fits Fear and Flame.
Oh, okay. I think that will go Flame instead of Fear, and I wanted to like hurt these guys as it does.
Cool.
So we start with the one that's like hurting like pincing down on Seifu because he's in the most danger, I think.
Yeah, well, so what does it look like? What does the spirit look like on screen when you summon it?
What did I write? I wrote, it looks like whatever you find most attractive, like to the person that sees it.
Okay.
and then it burns you.
Okay. Well, so then
Maybe
I guess what does it look like to the beetle then? Even though we can't see it, what does the beetle see, I suppose?
Well, beetles are the lowest form in this society, right?
They're just beetles. It's just a beetle. I don't know. It's not even sentient. It's just an animal.
Oh, okay. Well, I think maybe we'll just keep it simple, and it looks like the most beautiful just to me, and it'll look actually like a really like different colored like subjectively pretty slug woman, and she's got like a veil on and sort of like Princess Jasmine-y stuff going on, and she just sort of like slinks up and like puts her hand. Yeah, exactly, but a slug woman. And then like puts her hand on like the beetle as if it was just like a soothing motion, but then it starts to burn.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so so it appears what it appears like to you, I guess, when you summon it, right? Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Yeah, I'm into that. Since you got 11 on your roll, just I'll let you just destroy the beetle. Like, just describe what it looks like.
So it like starts sort of like soothing, petting it kind of thing, and it like lets go of the leg and sort of looks at the slug woman curiously, but then it like the camera shows that something's weird with it, and then it just like it gets engulfed in like fire and starts screaming and like is ash in a few seconds later.
Nice. I'm gonna roll the die of fate to see how the other guys respond to that. I think if it's a good roll, then they might just like run away or yield. It was not. They're angry. That slug beetle was fucking. I think the beetle was expensive as hell, and there's at least one guy. Maybe I think like three of the other guys maybe run off, but like the guy who owned that beetle is pissed, and he just like he gets this like look in his face where he's like his like you can see his you Seifu can see his like neck going like kind of bulgy or whatever, his veins, and he's just like red faced, and he's got this like kind of curved blade, and he's just like rushes toward you. What do you do, Seifu? Or even better, Saria, do you have a missile weapon by chance?
I do. I was just thinking about this, and I've been gearing up. So I'm on the side of this building with my grappling hook, right? So I'm holding onto the rope with one hand, and this whole time, like I've retrieved like my sling from a pocket, and then I've got the sling straps like in my teeth, and then retrieving like a bullet and trying to like put it in the sling as it's like dangling from my teeth, and then getting it back out. That's what I've been doing for the past 20 minutes.
Nice.
And then finally, as this guy starts charging at Seifu, I think, is that right?
Yeah, Seifu. Yeah.
Yeah. I finally get ready to like spin it up and to do the decisive blow.
Nice. Do a dexterity.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance you might accidentally hit Seifu. So.
Well, there's always that chance.
Yeah.
He's got hit points. He's hit points to take. Ooh. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna spend my luck for the day.
Okay.
No. It was the beginning of a session. I'm just gonna hit Seifu.
Oh no! How much damage does it do?
It does D6. Let's have a look.
Is that gonna kill you, Seifu?
It doesn't even penetrate his armor.
Oh, okay.
Seifu's only got 3 hit points. Okay. All right.
Oh no! Good thing then.
What happens, Saria? Do you want to describe it?
Like, as I said, I'm like braced against the wall with my legs and like a giant pack on my back. So I do the best with the slingshot, but it just goes wild. Okay. And I think as the guy is charging at Seifu, I think can we just do a smash cut to Seifu's face and then just like the sling pellet like bouncing ineffectually off his head.
Okay.
Didn't even know his charge.
Nice, nice. Okay, well, Seifu, nevertheless, you have this guy rushing at you.
Right.
What do you do?
So as the pebble kind of pinks off my head and tings off, I kind of, I'm focused on this guy, and I'm gonna, I think I'm just gonna swing at him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'm getting pelted by stones. There's this weird slug woman that, it's weird. So I got a 9.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead and let's see. How much damage do you do?
A D6 plus 1.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Plus 2. D6 plus 2.
Okay. So you're down. What hit points are you down to?
I'm down to 3.
Okay. He's coming up. He's coming up. He's rushing to stab you. You're getting ready to swing your sword at him. Yeah, I think we have to just play it real honest and be like, it's just gonna. He's gonna trade blows. It's D6 versus your D6 plus whatever. So he doesn't have that many hit points though, so you should be able to take him out.
No, Seifu.
That's what you did to him.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be enough. That's fine. I'm not interested in prolonging this. How much does he do to you?
Oh, okay. He does a D6?
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Oh, he does 5.
Armor?
My armor takes 1 of it. So I have 2. So it takes 3. So it takes me to 0. Yep.
Oh no. Oh, poor Seifu. All right, well, describe killing this guy.
So this guy comes at me with his scimitar, and he takes a mighty blow, and what he doesn't know is that basically the beetle hit an artery, and I'm bleeding out. And he just kind of glances against my arm and everything, but he didn't see where I brought the sword up, and it kind of pierces through him, and he's kind of hanging off the end, and he slumped to the ground, and I slumped to the ground.
Ouch. Okay, so what are our rules for death? I guess when you hit 0, that's it. It's a little unclear. Let's see. Oh, I see. You know what? Okay, so here's the thing. I can use the Die of Fate to adjudicate, like, when the PCs do something that, like, where fate is the only, like, chance of rectifying it, right? Sure. And so even though you guys wouldn't be able to, like, go and, like, tend his wounds, you might be able to find some way of, like, saving his life. I think it's got to be on you, Kane, unless Saria's going to jump down there and do it. Well, maybe that's why it's dangerous. But I guess I would just ask, once you guys see Seifu fall, what do you do?
Yeah, I like run up to him and inspect his wounds, and if I see that, like, it was his leg that got cut, right? So it's like an artery in his leg that's like gushing blood or something. Mm-hmm. Is it possible to get the spirit to cauterize it with the flame?
I'm into that. Let me roll the Die of Fate. I think if it's on the lower end, there's just no saving Seifu. I think if we hit it's going to go. I think if we hit like a 3 or a 4, Seifu will come back with some serious debilities. If we hit like a 5 or a 6, Seifu will be okay. So I think that's how we're gonna roll this. No.
No. But you do see a really pretty slug woman pass.
All right, describe how it goes. Like, give me wrap up the scene, Kane. Like when you attempt to do this, how does it
go? So I like dash forward and Seifu like collapse, and like in the camera, it's got one of those like blinking eye things going on, I think, right, where he's like losing consciousness. And I tell the spirit, what was its name, Azita, and I say, Azita, the wound. And I think she like maybe sort of looks at me like quizzically, sort of like, I don't do that. sort of thing. She said, and then like maybe she says like, if should I touch him, his whole person would like blow, and then she just is like dust in the wind kind of thing. And then I like dash at Sifu, and I'm like, you poor what was his
stupid farmer.
Boy, what was your flag though? I want to hit your flag one last time.
It's a milky for XP before you die.
Right.
Well, I thought it was just fitting, not for the XP, but
you
like,
poor naive. Yeah.
Yeah, you poor naive farmer. I'll make sure that you're buried as well as the other soul that you lost your life for.
Well, so here's the thing. I think there's actually like something really like fictionally interesting that could happen here. Because you have this like Yak Man body, right?
Yeah.
Which is fairly fresh. And you, Kane, have the ability to harness and capture spirits. That's kind of your jam.
Right.
I don't know. There might be something there. Like maybe you can transfer Seifu to the Yak Man's body in a sort of like strange symbolic outcome, right? Considering like what Seifu was about to do.
Ooh, I have an idea. Maybe I do that using, like I tell Saria to like come here quickly and give me that thing that I was supposed to buy off her, but couldn't buy yet. Because the domain is like plant, so I was thinking it's like the domain of man, and we could have like a Swamp Thing-esque scene where like you go into like the green, and then the spirit like goes over to the Yak Man, and Sifu has to like, you know, like walk spiritually into the body or something like that.
Well, let's take a quick break. You guys think about it. I know in the alternative, I think another way we could handle this, just because we still have a full session, another way we could handle this is, you know, if Seifu, if you wanted to come back as like Castor maybe, or Shaban, I think those are interesting ideas. I think those are all things that we could like, or I think that those are some options that we kind of allow you to continue with our current story arc, right, that we have going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys can discuss it. Let's just take 5 while we sort it out, okay? I'm going to step away and get some coffee.
Stephen, I think this is pretty much your...
yeah, it's whatever you want.
So I don't really have a strong preference. So let's see. Castor?
Who is Castor?
Castor was the other farm boy who knocked up Siobhan.
Oh, right.
And Siobhan is a pregnant, manipulative bitch. That sounds really cool. Let's see. To be honest, I kind of like the idea. So, Siobhan, the scene that I kind of like the idea of is Siobhan asked Seifu to kill Malaba, who was a landlord. Oh, but he's a slug man. I was going to say it would be great to have a scene where you guys go to kill Malaba, and
do we have to agree every session not to kill Malaba? I feel like this has been rehashed several times.
Well, you go to do revenge upon Malaba because it was like one of the last things Seifu was supposed to do. But I'm Malaba. But I don't know.
I was actually thinking about by you playing Malaba would be kind of cool.
It would be cool, but that might take like the whole session. And since this is the last session, I'd rather just drop in. So maybe I'll just make the easiest thing would probably be to play Castor and make him a warrior like Seifu was.
Yeah, because maybe she sent you to like go help kill Malaba, but then you find like your dead rival kind of thing or something.
Or he's been keeping tabs and realizes that, hey, this guy, this guy isn't going to be able to do the job.
Yeah. I think Castor is very much the guy who, like, if he somehow finds out from Chauvin that she sent Seifu to do the killing. I feel like Caster's definitely the kind of guy who's going to be like, no other man does my job, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to send some inferior dude to protect me in my household. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And then option B is you get to be a yak man.
Right? Also, Yakman is on the table.
True, but I'm not sure. That sounds really interesting, but I'm not sure if I could bleat like a yak man. As I recall last session, Jason described him as not being vocal. That they didn't really have a language.
We established he does speak, just not a language any of us understand.
That's right. So that might be. Well, and we could always get around that with, hey guys, it's me, Seifu. But yeah, no, that would be. I think the easiest.
Although that would be good. That would be really good if he actually did that. But like, your yak body isn't able to like vocalize the language that we know. So you're just Chewbaccaing your way through the whole thing, trying to communicate that you have returned. But
yeah, I think if this was like the first session, I'd totally do that. Yeah, that would be great. But not on the last session. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you like messed up the yak man pretty good anyway.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think that would be an interesting sort of wrap up, though, is like, even if you did want to do the Malaba thing, right? Like maybe we're like, we'll get vengeance for Seifu kind of thing. I think that would be an interesting wrap up to the session. And then anything that I wanted to wrap up, I can always just epilogue it.
Well, actually, so the thing is that the Malaba stuff was kind of a side quest kind of thing, and it didn't feel like as epic as something should, for the final session. So with Seifu dead, I think that could just kind of go away, especially since we didn't really want to kill him.
No, but Malaba's kind of part of my agenda now. I co-opted some of that, but we could just skim across it if we don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. So I don't personally feel like any need to like land in an epic place for the end of the series, just because
it's not been a particularly epic kind of story.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's been like a real like kind of low level urban crawl, basically. Like it's not really been like a big high adventure thing. So we've had like some really good like strong moments, but they've been like small scale moments, right? So yeah, I don't feel like that's like, to me, the Malaba thing is just as significant as anything else you guys could probably go try to do. So.
Okay, so let's do this. So, Jason, we talked about it while you were away. And I think for the last session, bringing in a yak man who doesn't speak or bringing in, other weird things might not fit. I think the best fit for this session would probably be Caster. Mm-hmm. So Caster will be a fighter, similar to Seifu. He's just got shifty eyes and probably different abilities.
Okay.
And then Lee said that Surya actually has tied into Malaba in some way. So I'm going to talk about some of Caster's backstory. So Siobhan wanted Malaba dead. He's the landlord. Let's say Caster's like basically penniless. He has nothing left to sell, nothing left to give. Because Malaba has been taking everything from him to sell because he needs more opium. Malaba is addicted to opium.
Oh, okay.
And that ties into Surya's small box of opium.
Yeah.
Okay, so say it again. So Malaba is addicted to opium.
Yeah.
And
he's just squeezing Caster.
Oh, because he needs the money, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that seems pretty good.
And
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and I think that Caster basically found out from Siobhan that she had sent Sefu to kill Malaba, and the reason he's on scene or he comes in is because he didn't realize that, or he doesn't think Sefu can do that. He's just a stupid oaf. Yeah. He
was going to try to stop Sefu, basically.
Stop Sefu, or wait and see what happened, and then maybe claim the credit for Sefu failing or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. So do you want to roll up another fighter real quick and see how that goes? All right. Cool. Do you remember how to do it, right? Just roll 2d6 down the line, and
yeah. And you guys can just go ahead while I do this.
Okay, cool. Well, so yeah, I guess I'd be curious. Like, we should have that scene with Kane and Saria and bodies. Okay, so
yeah.
Role play.
Yeah, no, I think as soon as Seifu obviously goes down, I'm visibly shocked, and I slide down the wall like some sort of SNES platforming hero, and I don't run over because obviously he is gone, right? I just join up with Kane, looking sort of dejected.
Yeah, and like I think Kane is super shocked too, because like, especially if it was like a TV show, we just got all this deep characterization, and then it's like Game of Thrones dead.
Yeah.
You're like, Sifu, he's dead. You hate him now.
Yeah. We've tapped this character. He's used up.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe like I want to say it goes into like Lord of the Rings, Eric, or what's his face? That guy dying, where it's like slow motion, and it's like no, and all that kind of stuff, and we're like, yeah, you poured.
Little did we know that the part of Sefu was played by Sean Bean.
Sean Bean.
Yeah. He's finally revealed his.
Yeah.
He's been filmed at a slightly weird angle this whole time, so you couldn't catch his face.
Yeah. Poor Bareth. I mean, Sifu.
Fortunately, another Sean Bean is lying in the wings, ready to take us.
Are we going to be playing Sean Bean Quest next? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it's Sefu Quest.
And then maybe we take maybe we bury them side by side as warriors with the Karn kind of thing, like finish.
Yeah. That was gonna be my cue as well. I just look confused at the slug man displaying any kind of emotion at anything, and then once he's done, I just go, I'll take the tall one. I'll take the big one.
Okay.
And then I just continue like trailing in the direction that Seifu was going to make the cairn.
Yeah, I think it's like a silent task. Like we don't talk about it or anything. We just do it, and then like the next day, it's sort of like fades to black, and it's the next day, and we're doing other stuff, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think if you guys want to, if you want to take the sort of non-standard things from Seifu's body and put them in your gear, you can. Just for like speed's sake, Stephen, I was thinking you could just keep all the standard sort of stuff you have in your gear for caster. Okay. But like, for example, you guys would probably do something with the brass golem armor, or you can bury Seifu in it, I suppose. Maybe I think that's really all he had that was like, and his money.
Yeah, no. I mean, we're going to split the coin two ways, right? And that's very in character of Saria as well. I think she just wordlessly, like, before they bury him, take his pouch, divvies it up, and just tosses one half of it to Kane. Like it's just a matter of fact, business like.
Yeah. You're freebooters. That's what you would do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the XP, so that's something. So, all right. Yeah. Well, so I think I'd like to make this funeral ceremony a little more interesting. Not that it wasn't, I would just like to deepen it a little bit. So you guys have made this cairn. You're gonna light up the bodies of the Yak Man and Seifu in in as traditional a way as you can, I suppose. Do you have some help, or is it just the two of you guys, or is there someone helping you?
I don't know. It might
Does
be.
Castor maybe come on scene at a certain point, like, and help out, or what?
So I think actually Castor's probably going to catch up with them as they're dragging the two bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And Castor's gonna. What happened?
Seifu, the poor boy, died.
Yellow City happened.
Yeah, the Yellow City ate him. He died trying to save the honor of this yak man.
I knew that this city would be the death of him. Come, let's take him outside where he belongs and bury him. Yeah.
Sure.
And so Castor will actually take him, will lead them out and show them the ritual way to put together the cairn that is traditional.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah.
So one thing that you guys should know is that the Yakmen,
Mm-hmm.
as a people, they commit themselves to elemental spirits and storm spirits. It's part of their it's just part of their tradition, and in fact, every Yakman can, to some degree, like manipulate like wind spirits and storm spirits at a really low level sort of way, right? And especially this Yakman, it would have been a pretty low level sort of thing. Probably at most he could manage like to make a small rain shower happen, or maybe like a little gust of wind, right? But Kane, you'll be aware of that as his body is like being consumed. You'll be aware of this. You'll see a visible, like, sort of silvery blue.
Oh, dropped.
Oh, it's not just me. No.
It's an obvious spirit.
Oh,
One second, guys.
Yeah.
You're going to be here in about 20 minutes.
We lost you for a sec. Okay.
Sorry, guys. I have furniture being delivered today, so I may have to step away in like 20 minutes, okay?
Oh, yeah, no problem. You froze up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, did I? Oh,
Yeah.
what was the last thing you heard me say?
Yeah, both internet and IRL disruptions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had two interruptions, I guess. What was the last thing you heard me say?
Small rainstorm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the most... Okay, great. So you'll see... Okay, so that's kind of... All the Yakmen can control elemental storm spirits at a really low level, right? And the most he could probably do would be like a small rainstorm, or like a little gust of wind or something like that, right? As the cairn is on fire and lighting up, Kane, you will notice, like, kind of in a little swirling eddy, like a sort of blue miasma rising up out of the fire. It's an obvious, like, to you, it's a spirit. It might just look like a trick of the light to anybody else. Mm-hmm. You'll recognize it for what it is. What do you do?
Maybe he'll, like, go over and, like, is it trying to leave, or it's just hovering there?
It's just kind of like swirling, and it'll eventually leave. But yeah, it's just being released from the Yakman's, sort of like bonded to the like Yakman's body, I guess.
Oh, interesting. I don't know. I think he'll like. I don't think this is any magic that he's seen before, because it's like a natural. Yeah, like I don't think he'd know what it would be or anything. So I think he maybe just like curiously goes over and like touches it, maybe.
Yeah, I think when you do, the spirit will interact with you. It will, but it's kind of thing where it's like, unless you have some sort of mastery over it, you can't really. It communicates in a way that you can't possibly understand, though. But I think like you can understand it through like emotion or sentiment or feeling. What does it feel like when you put your hand in it?
maybe it feels like warm. Like I feel like the yak people would be like a very uh, natural-esque type of people. So maybe it just feels like warm and like I don't know, sort of like brings memories of like childhood and stuff before like society gets in the way of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Otherwise, you just let it go.
Yeah, it's a Lion King moment.
So I have a quick question, Lee. When I rolled the stats for Castor, he's probably a better thief than fighter. I won't double up if that's okay, but I want to just get your permission before I took over part of your role.
No, that's cool. That's cool. But the classes don't basically mean that much anyway. Actually, Jason, how would you feel about just doing like the custom class option, like just pick a skill into your abilities?
Oh yeah. I think that's great. Yeah, this is a great opportunity to try it out, right? Yeah. So the way it works is you, well, just like you described, it's there on the rules too. You can kind of just create your own class if you want. For caster, maybe like a sort of maybe not like a per se thief like Saria is, but maybe something more like a brigand or something, right? But the way it works is you choose a class skill and 2 special abilities from all the stuff that's available. So.
Actually, what I might do is I might choose ranger instead. I didn't even see that up. Okay. I went to see make your own class. I was like, okay.
Ranger. Okay, cool. I think that makes sense.
Aragorn doesn't die, so that's a good choice.
Well, and like on a 6-, I can just kill your pet, right? So you get 1 free hit to soak, basically. All right. Good. Are you going to have Wolf as your companion?
No.
Okay. Great. So you're the first ranger in about a year of fantasy gaming where they haven't had a wolf.
Wolves are the most awesome animals, man. Could a crab man be an animal companion?
No, I'm gonna say no because they actually have like a really sophisticated inner life that we just don't understand. That would also imply that like he's Castor's slave too. So I don't know how Castor feels about that, but yeah, that would be a pretty ferocious pet.
Well, even the first time I made the attached for the veil, first thing somebody played was somebody with a wolf.
Of course,
like that cybernetic wolf.
Of course they did. We complained about that on DR a couple episodes ago. Not complained, but we were kind of like talking about the animal companion movement ranger and like how you could do more than just pick wolf guys. Yeah.
Just so sick of wolves.
I love how you described someone had played someone who had a beehive.
That was so good. That was one of my favorite rangers. It was a woman ranger with a beehive. It was so good. Yeah, it was a really amazing ranger.
Could you like summon bees forth from the hive, or would you just like toss it angrily at people and watch?
No, she would. Well, so in Dungeon World, per the rules, you have like a supernatural connection to the animal, right? And basically, she was just kind of like she kind of just tapped into their hive mind and sent them forth to do things. But it was really cool because she could do like because there was a fictional justification for it, she could do like a really wide ranging like discern realities, right? Like she could she could really like do a big like zoomed out scope of things like that, right? So
absolutely, it was pretty cool. Yeah. Eyes and ears everywhere.
Yeah, it was really neat. And then of course there was always like she would always describe like during make camp she would like do smoke charming and stuff to like keep the bees like so they wouldn't be agitated or whatever, that kind of stuff. So it was fun. I think we even had some smoke charming type custom moves in there. We did a lot with it. It was pretty cool. Cool. All right. Well, so do you need any more time to get this guy ready? Steve, are you ready to go?
I think I'm ready to go, but I will warn you, I rolled my hit points. I have 1 hit point.
Oh,
So that may be a common occurrence.
Do you want to make another one just straight away?
Yeah.
glass cannon.
Actually, this would be a great time for you other guys to roll hit points too. I think we've had enough time pass where you can do that.
Cool. I'm worried about rolling hit points. I could very well end up with less.
Just 3d6 straight, right? For me?
Yeah,
it's just
you will roll 3 and you keep the 2 highest.
6 and 6, 12.
Motherfucker! Yeah, I'm down a point. I'm down to 6.
This game is cruel.
It's because you lost seafood, man.
Yeah, you're feeling anguish, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, is there anything else anybody wants to do at the funeral before we move on to the next thing? We have enough time to wrap up one little side quest or whatever. We'll kind of go over some of the options like after the funeral's done.
Yeah.
No,
I think I'm good.
I don't think so.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's look at... So I made some notes of like things that are kind of hanging out in the air, things you may have forgotten about because unless you were taking as close notes as I am. So there is a cockroach clan called the Street Meat that has a cockroach that can change tin to gold in its digestive tract. That is a thing you guys were made aware of. That's something that...
This whole time I thought it just ate tin. We should have been following this up.
What?
I thought it could just eat metal, and that was the special thing. I didn't catch the bit about alchemy.
Yeah, it's alchemy. Yeah, it changes them into gold. Yeah.
We need to retcon a couple sessions.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the thing that Santu told you about. There's we have that opium. That's currently on consignment with Huki Loma, right? Did you give it to Huki Loma? I can't recall.
Jesus, no, I'm keeping it with me.
Okay, all right. Well, there's still the opium, and that sounds like that might become part of Castor and Malaba's story. Well, Hamid's not here. I had some things for Hamid, but he's didn't show up. So, and then we have Malaba, the assassination thing that's in play. We've talked about that. There is a Masan loose in the world. That's that little vampire demon child that the Kane released. That could be a problem. Just FYI, that's nothing you can follow up on unless you really want to. And we have voices that were in Sefu's bedroom in Hukiloma's villa. Those are some things that I wrote down. Would you guys have looted the body by chance of the one cockroach man that you killed on the streets?
Probably.
Okay.
I think that everything except his belongings got burned up and turned to ash anyway.
All right, well, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if anything would have survived that or not, so that's a good point.
Oh,
okay,
wait.
cool.
Did one of the cockroaches?
No. I mean, we need to reiterate this because it's a thing. Right? Unlike the crabmen, the cockroach men are just men who.
They're just men,
right?
Yeah, they're men who harvest the street cockroaches.
So Cain's spirit immolated the actual cockroach, but I think its tender was still just impaled, right?
Yeah. The man died by sword.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The beetle burned up, and the man died by sword. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
So we're definitely looting the body, I think.
Okay. Cool. You will find he has actually on his person. He has a sack of silver with a note on it.
Ooh.
And it's for this child. Be good, Dad.
don't murder anyone in the streets tonight.
Yeah. Totally.
What a disappointment he is to his child. Yeah, there's 150 silver, quite a little score, as well as a note that says, I'll read it out to you. This is all a lot of the stuff is straight from the Yoon-Suin book. The note says, where is it at? Here is part of the payment we agreed upon. You'll get the rest when you produce another crabman for our hunt. And then it's signed Chandak.
Mm.
So Just another little
Saria's
thing.
like, where that crab man at?
Find the crab man.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Suri is like, can you read?
Even better. Just don't tell
She's
her.
just looking at a coin, being like, and tossing you the paper, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
She can count.
And I'm just like, it's gibberish.
So I want to do a couple of things. I don't want to distract too much, but basically, I took volley, which gives me extra range damage, and I took wild, which lets me converse and attempt to command animals.
Okay.
I also wrote a couple of flags.
Oh, nice.
One is challenge me with a desperate choice between money and doing the right thing, because I'm so desperate. And the other is remind me of my impending family.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a good one. Yeah. Don't do it. You have a baby on the way.
That's right.
Yeah. That's a classic move. All right. Well, so now we have a new mixed party. Steve, you might want to change your lower third.
Oh yeah.
And it's the next day, we'll say, or whatever, however much you guys want to fast forward. But I'm just going to go around the table and find out what everyone's up to. Kane.
Maybe I am poring over those research books, and maybe I'm like trying to find a ritual that will, I don't know. He released that spirit. Maybe he doesn't care really what it does until, he's presented with the consequences of it, maybe.
Oh, the Masan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd be doing some research in the morning, basically?
Yeah, maybe I'm just reading those books.
Okay. I'll let you roll. I'll let you roll an int. Go ahead and roll it now. We'll resolve it in a minute.
Okay. Ooh, fail.
Okay, good. We'll talk about that. And where will you be doing this research? Do you have like a shelter somewhere, or a home, or a lair?
Maybe. I would imagine that we would have some sort of residence that we were at before.
You might even just have some rooms in an inn, right? Because you have coin now to spend.
Yeah.
So
Well, let's go with an inn.
okay. Who wants to name the inn? Give me let's go with classic inn naming conventions. The colorful noun. So what is it? The adjective noun. That's
the adjective noun. Yeah.
What about the iridescent shell?
Well, that's good.
Ooh, that's cool.
Just straight off the top of your head. That's amazing.
Okay, you're at the iridescent shell. Why is it named that, Castor?
Oh, because they it's kind of a, what's the right word? Ironic in that they cater to slugmen.
Okay.
So, and slugmen, snails, shells, that kind of thing.
Got it. Okay.
But iridescent makes it seem pretty.
Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. Okay, good. Saria, are you living it up in the iridescent shell as well?
I probably would. I take every opportunity I can to live it up.
Yeah.
And by the way, actually, with all this coin we managed to gather, like half of Seifu's remaining coin, and what that cockroach man had on him, I think Kane should be up to about 500 now, right?
Let's see.
Extracting payment.
I'm at. I was at 400 and then didn't mark anything. So.
Well, you got 75. That's half of what the cockroach man had on him. Stephen, I'm assuming it's cool that Castor doesn't see any of that money, because that was like before us meeting him.
Yeah, if I kept Castor as a thief, he was going to pickpocket and steal some of the money back. But you're right. That's a razor, no.
All of a sudden, everyone's got a perfectly equal amounts of cash on them. Yeah, so the 75 for that, and how much I marked what I got from Seifu, but I don't remember how much it was.
I think
he had like 280 on him. 290?
280 or 290, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was 290. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I have to go let the furniture guys in. Okay. So,
okay.
That's cool.
It's probably going to be a few minutes. All right.
That's fine.
Yeah. So that's 290. divided by 2 plus 75 is 220 total.
So, Lee, I thought whenever you were like, "Oh, I think I have, enough," and I thought you were going to say XP level.
No.
So it was so funny when you're like, I think Kane has enough money to pay me back, and I'm like,
exactly, yeah. Well, to finally buy this useless fucking statue off of me because I can't use it for anything.
Sure. So, I have 620, so I'll give you 500 and then have 120 left.
Sweet.
And then I'll get that statue thing.
I hope you kept notes on what it's called and what it does, because to me, it's the fat elf statue that I'm owed money for.
I remember it's like a plant domain thing or something.
Yeah. But every spirit's got 2 domains. I think it's like nature and
it was
something
plant
else.
And something. I'll ask.
Oh, plant specifically, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, plant and something. And I'm gonna go to the washroom.
Yeah. He gets furniture delivered like every Saturday now, I think. Well, wasn't this like the previous session as well?
Oh, not with me. It might have been another thing, but
maybe so.
He did just move, so.
That is true.
Okay, I have a question. Do you know how to get rid of a logo on your lower third? All I can do is change it.
Oh, you don't want a logo at all. I think maybe just how do I do that? That's a good question. I don't know how you can.
Okay, so I can just look a little bit for a ranger real quick.
Hey, sorry, yeah, my partner was supposed to be managing this furniture delivery thing, but then he realized he didn't have any cash to give them a tip, so he went to the bank. So if you guys, like, maybe we just take 10 minutes and just reconvene at 10:20. Does that sound good?
Yeah, no problem.
Fine.
Okay, awesome. So, thanks.
Hi. Jason stepped away for an additional 10 minutes, so we're just shooting the breeze.
Okay. It looks like I'm gonna be on another AP show at 20 minutes after. Oh yeah, okay. I'm going to be on another Twitch show because he's doing a mouse guard. So I'll have mouse guard, and I'll have burning wheel in every week.
Oh, sweet. That's exciting stuff. Yeah. I'm super excited about burning wheel tomorrow and getting into it. It was like I felt like I kind of had a handle on it, and then I got into the super technical language of the codex about situations and antagonist and character and whatnot. And it's like I haven't got the drama PhD to set this up right. I got to cancel the whole thing.
Yeah,
I don't know the dynamics well enough, but no, I've GM'd games, right, and I feel like I've got a good grasp on what the game is supposed to be about. So
yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. And like, yeah, I saw that in the codex too, and I thought it was a little funny because I opened it on a random page, and it happened to be the Artha farming page that everybody does, and I was like, oh, he finally added it, hey? Because everyone's like, I have way too much Artha, and I'm like, you're not doing conflicts right. And he finally like codified it in the codex and was like, you need to be doing this. So that's funny. It's also kind of funny that there's a couple, like, I don't know why, but Burning Wheel is kind of like exploded on Twitch. Hey, there's a few shows now.
Yeah. I mean, I'm guessing that's thanks to the one true disciple of
True. Yeah,
of Burning Wheel doing the series and everything. The series is coming back in October. I'm pretty happy about that. I still think it's the series 2 that Sans Austin one, sadly. But
what is the one true disciple?
It's Adam Coble.
Okay.
Is like the world's biggest Burning Wheel fan. He spends every waking hour like proselytizing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's super into it, and he is the GM for Roll20, so he has a show for it. And yeah, I think that's what happened. Eric Vulgaris, like the Once Upon a Time guy, is doing.
Oh yeah. And he's doing a Torchbearer series now with fucking Stephen Lumpkin, Andrew, and Trist, I think, which is like a hell of a cast to put together for. I think like Eric is like the absolute top tier of what could still be called like amateur RPG streaming.
Yes, yeah.
Like it's not quite on the professional level, but
yeah, it was a very big deal for him to land that for sure.
yeah, absolutely. It would be a big deal for me too. I bear him no.
Yeah. Yeah. On Sundays he plays. I think he plays Burning Wheel, and then he plays Torchbearer with those guys. So
I still don't get Torchbearer. I still don't get why you would use the Burning Wheel system to make a dungeon crawling game. That seems like
yeah, they just wanted you to die faster, I guess. I don't know. And
yeah, but you don't even die in that game. You just feel more horrible.
Yeah, it's true.
There's no.
They really wanted.
There's no dying.
They just wanted you to feel what they feel before they die, I guess.
Yeah. I love a concept of it. The whole darkest dungeon bit.
Yeah, you'll have like 5 conditions, and then you get to die.
Yeah. It's truly the Dark Knight Rises bane of role playing games. Like
yeah.
Once you've seen your character entirely ruined and broken, I will allow it to die.
Yeah, like Eric initially asked me if I wanted to play Torchbearer, and I was like, not really. Like, you could pick almost any other game, and I would play with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like counting torches.
Concept.
Like
awesome concept. Never going to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a thing to say, but no, yeah. The Codex has really hammered home the point about Burning Wheel being like a game of mastery. It's a game that you're supposed to be better at mechanically, right? You're supposed to figure out the systems and try to game them as much as possible. And like I'm. My one true fandom is like the Souls games and that kind of thing, but like absolute hardcore mastery of game systems and whatnot. So combining that with what is at its core like a narrative focused system, no matter how crunchy it may be, but adding that crunch mastery to it as well. It's an interesting concept at the very least.
Yeah. I mean, I dig it. If I'm gonna play something super crunchy, I want it to be like Burning Wheel, so that's why I have it. But like, yeah, like I think I'd rather play Burning Wheel than D&D because at least it wants to be narrative.
Yeah. It's like. I can enjoy playing D&D as well because I like the crunch. I like being like, hey, how can I make this character like the most mechanically interesting it can be? But that's not really my heart is in the PBTA arena where it's like, how can we manipulate the story to be interesting and surprising to everyone?
Nothing for me is better than PBTA. So
no, that's going to remain on top for a good time. I feel like John Harper keeps edging very, very slowly into what might become the next PBTA at some point, but it's not fully there yet. It hasn't detached from the mother organism just yet.
Well, I don't know. I have problems with Blades in the Dark for sure. Like,
it's not a great game.
No,
like it's a great game
know
in a lot
why.
of ways, but it's wonky.
It literally feels to me like I'm playing Thief or like Dishonored from a meta perspective, right? And I don't like that.
I mean,
it
it's
feels
cool
like
you don't
I have
like
a
it,
controller and I'm pushing Y to rest my character now, and pushing X to like, do whatever. Like it's very like it takes you out of the narrative or out of the fiction so often that I just don't care about it anymore.
All right, no,
What are you talking about?
Blades in the Dark.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's cool that you don't like it, but it feels like you're also describing the the designed experience. Like it's supposed to be like that, right?
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Yeah, I enjoy playing like more and more. I keep playing RPGs from like not an actor's perspective, but from a writer's room perspective. Like we're all talking about the characters and what would be interesting if it happened to them, right?
Yeah.
So playing a game like Blades in the Dark, which very much takes that top level perspective and has the group be like, all right, let's step back and see how could we make the scene interesting. It's definitely less immersive. It's a lot less like being your character and trying to act on their impulses all the time. But it feels like, yeah.
How do all the rules and tracking like help with that though? I'm curious. Like, how does Blades specific mechanics encourage that kind of play? Because I played 5 sessions of Blades and literally never want to play it again. Like, I was like, oh,
like it. And like I was saying, it pulls me out so often that I don't care about the fiction anymore. Like it's just like you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in, you're out, you're in, and it's like
no, you're absolutely right. Because I ran a Blades campaign for about like 5 to 7 sessions, and we all kept being like, we really like these characters and we really love this world that we're playing in, and we do like some of the mechanics, but we got to stop so often and just evaluate the system without it being relevant to the story at all. But we just keep hitting these roadblocks of like, well, how would this work? Just strictly mechanically.
Yeah. Maybe when it hits 1.0, I'll look at it again, but it's only on 0.7 now after like 2 years.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of like unforeseen drama going on with this furniture delivery that I didn't anticipate. So I hate to do this, but I think we have to drop the session.
Okay.
I thought it was not going to be that, but there's a bunch of things going on. So I hate to do that. I'm really, really sorry. I want to give you your XP award though.
I demand a level before I.
Yes. Everyone's entitled to 325 XP. So
that'll do her. That'll do her good.
Yeah, I may look at rescheduling this like on a future Saturday afternoon just to have that 4th session. But again, you can use any of these characters in the upcoming World of Dungeons games too. Okay.
Just for a second before you go, I'm probably going to have to. I think I'm signed up for the Vornheim World of Dungeons games, and I'm probably going to have to drop. I have a work trip that got scheduled, and it's going to kill 2 of those sessions. So I might as well,
I'm running it episodically, so it might be okay. All right, it's an episodic thing, so it may not be that big of a deal.
Let me see exactly how things go with this trip, and I'll let you know.
Okay, cool, awesome. Thanks. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really, really sorry. I'll see you guys next time. Okay.
No, it's absolutely cool.